Hello, a pilot from RankWyz. Today I will show how you can power up your networks with social signals. Social signal is a popular buzz term, so there's no need to go much in detail. And in short, social signals are basically reposts on the popular social networks like Twitter, Facebook, with variations of the Facebook pages and groups, LinkedIn, and so on. While social signals cannot be a determining factor in ranking, they definitely add into the quality of overall quality of your network, sort of your PBN, of your money sites, of your client sites. And today I will show how, with the power of RankWyz, you can add social signals in a chain of and every time when the posts made on the your PBN or on your client side, those posts will be automatically syndicated, configured a number of times over your social network. I'm in my RankWyz account, the Project Health project, and you can see that there are a number of networks on the Tier 1, Tier 2, Web 2 networks, bookmarking network. And to add a new network, you click New, and you'll select Social Network. This is the network where you'll be able to add social accounts, Twitter, Facebook, LinkedIn, and many others to come. I already have a network created, and I'll go to my Health Social Network. And if I navigate to accounts, you can see that I have 4 Twitter accounts and 1 Facebook account. And I'll demonstrate how to make a post to those accounts. But before we do that, so we need to make sure that we, as a first step, so we need to create social network account, and we need to authorize social accounts. Well, all accounts required authorization, and once you click, let's say for Twitter, so you'll be prompted to authorize the application, because the posting uses Twitter, Facebook, LinkedIn authorized API. While it's not as easy to add those accounts, but definitely there's a huge value on this. And if you add the Twitter posting, Facebook posting to the, and especially that, considering that to do it automatically, this is where the power is. When, let's say, you have 25 PBN account and 25 PBN blogs, and you post them, and then you syndicate it over your huge Web 2 blog network, it definitely adds to the value when the same PBN posts are syndicated several times, especially it's over time, because it's all configured over your social accounts. So once we have a network created and account authorized, so we will create posting submission. To explain this, I'm switching to diagram. Let's say we have a social network, and we have a Tier 1 network where we want to have every post to be syndicated over to the social network. It could be your PBN, but technically it can be anything that you consider worth to be sending to the social accounts. In the social network, we'll create push submission because it's configured to receive URLs. And you have a configuration of how many times every URL to be posted, whether you want to post them immediately or spread over time. So basically it creates a more natural effect of reposting your URL. And in the upper tier, we configure submission that will be in automation section configured to send every successful post to a social network. And if I put a sequence number on this so that it will be easy to follow, the first we create a social network account, network and add accounts. Then we add push submission and configure it how we want to post on the social network, how many times, if we want to spread those URLs over time. And then at last we will configure upper tier submission, and that can be post submission, could be push submission, like if it's already receives URL from, might be from outside or from even higher tier network. But the upper tier submission will be configured to post URL after successful post down to social submission. To create a submission, I'll switch in over Submissions tab, click New Submission. I'll give it a name. So you can specify tags. I will bookmark every URL three times. For the demo purpose, I'm not going to use spread. I'm not going to be spreading post. While in the real case scenario, you might consider this. Let's say, especially if you have many socials account and you want, let's say, do 20 reposts. So you might say over 10 days, and then it will create natural reposting of your URL over a longer period of time. So we will use posting to this network, and we will account selection randomized. I will turn off spreading posts, and I will just change it down to 3 so that we don't overload my 4 or 5 accounts, and save and create submission. Submission is created and waiting for the URLs, and so now we have social network social network created with accounts, and we created push submission. The last step, we configure the upper tier submission to send URLs, and I'll show you it in action. So now I go to the upper tier network where I want to make a post that will be syndicated down to submission, and I'll choose this health tier 1. Although most likely you will be the first candidate for you will be your PBN network, but in the same exactly to the same extent, if you have authority Web2 network that you want to syndicate over and over social network and give it a boost, so that another good candidate. So I'll go to submissions and I create new submission. Will be post submission. Because it's a blogging submission, I need to select the bucket where the content that will be used. I will be post all blogs, randomized, and I will just do 10 posts. So 10 posts, and every post will be like reposted 3 times by every by social network. So I go to automation and I select social and select the submission push social. So basically the configuration is to make 10 posts and send it to the social submission. So once you save, you see the all information. So we're going to be using health content bucket. So we'll be making 10 posts, and for the automation we will send every URL to the push social bookmark, and each URL will be bookmarked 3 times. And I'll activate and pause to see while the post will be created and posted, and I will just continue once I have URL send it down to social submission. Now you can see the 10 posts were created, and they now in queue. While pausing again, Now you can see that all posts are gone from the scheduled tab, and if I switch to completed and I uncheck successful, you can see that they all are posting. So I'll probably be another minute before I see the successful post, and I will continue. And now I have some posts already completed, successful. Let's switch over to social submission, and we can see that 3 URLs were received and 6 successful posts were made. If I go to URLs, 2 were successful, 1 was error to retrieve, but each successful URL was posted 3 times as configured. So if I go to posts, completed, and you can see 6 Twitter status updates. Let's go check one, and you can see that it's backlinked to one of my Web2 account. If I click the link, this is the post. So it could be your PBN, it could be your client side. This is the same URL, and let's check this one. So there's a post with image if page has image, and if we follow the post, this is the original post. And now let's review once again. So you create social network in your account, you create add your social network in your project, you add social accounts. Twitter, Facebook, and LinkedIn supported at the moment. They all use APIs, so you would need to authorize your accounts, and once you created them, added them, so you create a push submission, configure how many times you want to push every URL over to your social network, and then from top level submission you configure to send successful URL down to social. And before we finish, so I will just very briefly mention that exactly the same way you can send URLs from outside of RankWyz, because it's a push submission and it supports API, and you can use RSS monitor that checks your external sites and use the same automation rules. As soon as it sees the new URL in the feed, it can send it to the push submission. Or if you, as an alternative, use RankWyz WordPress plugin that sends every successful that post immediately to RankWyz submission, you can also use it to send every posted URL to the social network submission for syndication. So that's it for the social signals, the adding social signals in RankWyz. Thank you for watching, and thank you for using RankWyz.